Hello there, campers. How's it going? I like improvisational jazz music, right? I used to be a professional electric bass player for like 2 weeks. It was fun while it lasted. I still have my basses here, actually. I name them. I got Vulcan, I got Intrepid, and I got Krakatoa. So I'm looking at them right now. I know you can't see them. You're probably like, all right, Mark, shut up. Let's talk about the market. All right, so let's just do a little bit of improvisation here. So I'm going to pick a random stock or whatever. I'm going to close my eyes, which I know you can't see. I can't do forward because I talked about that today, but I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to put down there. All right, let's look at this. Genpack Limited. Oh, actually, let's do GameStop because I'm sure I've been on Wall Street for a long time. And I think GameStop is probably the easiest stock I've ever seen to trade, or at least up there, because the people that traded are whenever there's news out, the people that traded are wrong. I mean, look at these days. This is where that stupid Roaring Kitty or Hello Kitty or whatever the hell his name was. He pumps it up. I mean, look at this. What's the high trade of the day? The open, right? Meanwhile, this dude is probably selling. And he's probably like, oh, if these suckers are dumb enough to buy from me. I mean, look at this. All these stocks are, all these big moves just reversed hardcore. All right. Anyway, let's go see what we got going on up here currently. Now, I would be looking for a reversal on this. I mean, I think the reversal has started. I would be looking for a little bit of a move lower. Oh, geez, look at that. It's already started. Well, I guess I'm too late. This is in the post market. All right. I mean, there's probably a little bit more downside, maybe another dollar. But I didn't realize where it was trading in the aftermarket. But what I looked at was like right here, right? Look at that. There's people that bought on the open here, 28.90, that have been kicking themselves ever since. Like, what the hell did I do? I've been losing money ever since. Now, for whatever reason, I don't even know whether they reported earnings. The stock blasted off, and where did it open? 28.90. All right, well, let me make sure that's right. Open 28.90. Open 28.84. All right, so a 6 cent difference. So there's a lot of people that bought back here that are like, all right, well, now I can get out of break even. I'm going to place sell orders. And there were so many of them, it created resistance. A lot of times when stocks get to levels that have been resistance before, they hit resistance again. And it's because of the buyer's remorse. People that bought here have held on to this losing position. Now that it's back to their level, they're trying to get out at break even, right? Sell at former peaks, old Wall Street expression. All right, let's go pick another random stock. I'll tell you what, let's look at, um, which I hate to do because, the CNBC website isn't that bad. The show is like friggin' unwatchable. Now, let's see if there's any news here. Let's see. All right, let's see. CTAS, Cintas. All right, now this, I would say, I mean, look at that. Once again, you got a nice, clear level there, right? Support here, support here. And when the support broke and the shares fell lower, people are like, this sucks. If it ever gets back to my price, I'm going to sell to get out at break even. So this is another case of buyer's remorse, creating resistance. In this case, it was at a level that was support before. Now look at today's action. I would think that this is going to keep going lower tomorrow morning, right? See this thing here that looks like some kind of an inverted sledgehammer? I mean, that could be a technical analysis pattern, but who cares? It doesn't matter what the name is. Today, this stock opened here. It got all the way up to here, but by the close, what had happened? The sellers overpowered the buyers and pushed it all the way back down. So this could be a situation where you have a change of leadership in the market in just one day. I mean, the sellers came out of the woodwork, and we talked about this inverted sledgehammer pattern on a couple of my live streams recently. I don't remember which one because I do so many, but if this pattern shows up at the bottom of a trend, it's not as big of a deal as it shows up at the top of a trend. So this stock obviously trended higher. It was a 1 day trend. It was like 20%. And bottom line is the leadership might be changing. Now, if the sellers are coming in, they're going to have a hard time finding buyers. They're going to have to push the price down. And we could be looking at a pretty decent move lower here. All right. That's Cintas. Let's look at what else we got here. Arm, Arena, Mo. Let's look at Mo. Remember Mo? The flaming Mo? um, well, if you're cool, well, I shouldn't say that. I should say if you're cool and you're old as I am, you'll remember what the flaming Mo is. It was that MOH. Let's see. MOH. All right. Molina Healthcare. Now, what do we see here? Obviously, I've looked at this before because there are lines. Now, this is a powerful move, right? Today, we opened there. The buyers pushed it all the way up over the course of the day. It closed at its highs and it's trading up in the aftermarket. Now, if I was going to look for a short term top here, and I'm talking about a trading top, it's pretty simple, like right around there 333, 334. Recent peak, just like we talked about. There's people that bought here that are going to be looking to sell to get out. All right, I'm going to do another. I don't know. I'm going to try to touch my keyboard without crashing my computer. What did I hit? An S. All right, let's go look at Schlumberger. Actually, you know what? Let's look at Surge Pages, whatever the hell that is. All right, I don't really want to talk about like penny stocks or whatever, but that being said, I can't shut up and look at where this stock opened today, right? Bottom, this bottom here, right around 240 or whatever. Look at where we opened today. It's not a coincidence. There is resistance at this level because there were people that bought here who, now that the price is higher, or I should say, got back to their buy price and they can get out of break even, they place sell orders. It's not a coincidence. Like, look at this price level on this stock. Was support there, became support there, and then it became resistance. So we can see buyer's remorse in this chart in a couple of different ways. We can even see it here. All right. People bought here that have been underwater ever since. And now that the price got back to their buy price and they get out of break even, or I should say the stock got back to their buy price and they get out of break even, they place sell orders. That creates resistance. Here, people buy here, price goes lower. When it gets back up to the peak and they get out of break even, they place sell orders. If there's enough, it creates resistance. The same thing happened here. Here, we have a situation where support turns into resistance because of buyer's remorse. It's kind of the same thing as up here. People bought and they thought they were the geniuses, and the support breaks and they start losing money. And they're like, oh, if it gets back to my level, I'm going to get out at break even. So right here, you see on this chart, at least to me, I see three graphical illustrations of buyer's remorse. If you look at a chart the right way, and that's what I'm trying to teach you to do, is forget all this nonsense about weird patterns and Gann theory, Elliott wave. That stuff is science fiction. If you are doing this right, you're looking at this as a graphical illustration of supply and demand and investor psychology. Why do things rally off of support? Well, a lot of times the buyers start to notice there's other buyers come into the market. That's why the stock's not trending lower anymore. So they buy, but they don't want to miss out. So they're like, all right, well, this guy's willing to pay 140. I'm going to go to 142. Someone else is like, I'll go to 144. Oh, that person went to 144. I don't want to miss out. I'm going to go to 145. And you get this snowball effect that pushes the price higher. It's the opposite when you get to resistance. You tend to sell off. And that's because you get sellers who don't want to miss out. They know the buyers are going to go to whoever is willing to sell at the lowest price. So they start to undercut each other, right? And you get a snowball effect that pushes the price down. Okay, well, I think that's pretty cool. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night, and I'll see you all tomorrow.